Hi guys, it's Jasmine 1122 here, and I'm here for the reading for the Virgos out there for the month of October. I just want to say to my subscribers, I know I've been gone for a while. It wasn't truly my intention, but around the Pisces full moon, I will say this in every video, just to let everybody know. And I was out of commission for a couple weeks, but now I'm back, and I just want to say to those who still are subscribed, thank you so much. And I just want to say, as my usual disclaimer, that if this reading does not resonate, it's okay because these are general readings. Okay, so let's get right into it. Oops. Let's see what's going on for, okay. We have the Strength card. So right off the bat, Virgo, I feel that for the month of October, you guys are going to look back at all the things you've been through the past few months and how you have overcame them. And I feel that for the month of October, that's a celebration for you too, to see how far you came, all that you manifested, and how you have kept your cool and composure in situations where you could have lost it. And now, in hindsight, now that Saturn is direct, you don't have to deal with any of those consequences. And I really feel like it's really not worth it to react in situations when you know you're angry, because then you have to deal with that, and maybe that's what you learn, like all the times you just reacted or things that you said and it'd be like, oh my gosh, like why did I say that? But I really feel you've been working on that and having the strength to withhold how you feel in the moment, not holding it in and not doing anything with it, but in the midst of the conflict to be like, you know what, I'm not going to lose my cool because I know I'm going to end up doing something that I'm going to regret. And we have the Nine of Swords. So October may bring about a situation that can cause stress, but however, I feel like the universe is saying if you go through that, Virgo, you're definitely going to have the strength to get through it. I feel like the situation will get done faster if you just don't react, to figure out another way to let out this stress. And be mindful not to overthink, because Virgos are very prone to overthinking. And you can keep thinking about a certain thing that might not be the Nine of Swords, but because you kept thinking about it or replaying it in your mind, you actually stressed yourself out. So be mindful of that if you do encounter a situation, not to overthink about it, because that may make the situation worse. If you see a flipper, it's because the way I'm shuffling. And we have the moon here. With the moon here, you could find out about a secret. Maybe that's why, because we have two major arcanas here. Maybe you find out that someone was hiding something from you. But however, I feel the way to deal with it is to be the Strength card, to withhold the initial thought to react to what someone may have been hiding. I feel like it's also going to be illuminated to you, which is definitely stressful, I think, for anyone. But don't beat yourself up about it, even though you may feel like, what did I do wrong? Maybe that's what you're stressing about. Maybe you gave the person the best of what you had and it wasn't good enough, and they tell you, hey, I was talking to somebody else, or hey, or maybe you find out that they wasn't being honest. That's definitely a Nine of Swords type of energy. But I feel like this secret had to be illuminated for you, because this person may not have had the best intentions for you. And even though it may be a Nine of Swords situation, the bright side of it is that you are no longer in an illusion anymore. You finally know what's real and what's not. And sometimes that's hard. Well, all the time. It's hard to deal with. But just know you have the strength to get through it. And it's going to take some work. It's going to take maybe a way that some Virgos may deal with it is putting themselves into work, putting themselves into a creative project. Maybe you decide, hey, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, or hey, I'm going to sell my paintings. Like, I feel like this is still a situation that still helps push you in some level. You know, I feel that you're going to use it to fuel you to work harder on your own dreams. So that way, at least you know that something good came out of it, that you have some type of idea where you're going now that this secret is revealed to you, so you don't have to waste your time anymore. That's always a good thing. You know what I mean? It's just hard to look at it that way at the time, but imagine if, like, you didn't find this out at all, and this person just was doing these things behind your back, and you find out like 10 years later, like the whole relationship was a lie, so I feel like it's still good that this secret is coming out from this person, rather voluntarily or involuntarily. And I feel like Scorpio season too, because Scorpio season, I feel like a whole lot of secrets going to come out even more, especially with Pluto being direct too. So let's see why the strength card is here. We have the Eight of Pentacles again. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So with what I see here is, by you continuing to focus on your work, your creative projects, I don't feel it's going to be a distraction. I feel like it's something to pass the time, and then when you're at home alone, you will process your feelings. You will cry if you need to, but it's really focusing on something that do bring you happiness, and then dealing with the other side with the Nine of Swords, because this is also air. That's mental. You know what I mean? So it's something that can go and pass. That's another thing I feel with this. I feel like certain days in October you could be like, wow, I feel amazing, and other days the Nine of Swords pop up, like, I'm not okay. But when those I'm not okay, days come up, make sure that, like I said, that you don't overthink yourself, and then you go up into the Ten of Swords, and then it's just even worse. Because I really realize when we keep thinking about things and thinking about them and thinking about them, that really doesn't help all the time. Because then we actually get more mad when we think about the situation, and then we're more angry than what we were when we wasn't thinking about it at the time. But I feel like by you continuing to work on things that you have personally going on, Virgo, look at that ship in the back. So you do have goodness coming out of this reading. I feel like this person, secret coming out, you may be stressed out about it, but it helps you move on, right? And then the wheels start turning and working together, and your ships are right behind you. And that ship is bringing balance. It's all going to be okay. And this could be for Virgos who already experienced this, not in October, maybe in September or before that. Then for those Virgos, October will be your month of balance, where everything you have gave, the universe is going to give back to you, Virgo. So let's see why there's not an... Oh, you got the moon again. With the Nine of Swords. Yeah, the Lovers. Alright, it's the Lovers card here. Oh my gosh, I gotta redo that. Whole bunch of cards came flying out at me. And we have the Four of Wands will rise in this deck reverse. Also, it could be, what's that full moon? Aries. That's another thing. There's a full moon in Aries in mid-October. I feel like that's when stuff's going to hit the fan. It may start to hit the fan before Scorpio season. I feel like, especially with the Lovers card here, this is, of course, the ending that, obviously, as we see here, is with a relationship, is with a connection, and it is with the person that you felt deeply for. However, I feel like with the Four of Rods reversed, this wasn't a happy home for a long time, Virgo, and maybe the full moon helps you realize that. And also, with the moon here, some secrets can be illuminated during that time here. Or for some, Virgos as well, let's say this situation already happened, right? You could have some leftover feelings that could come up for you during the full moon as well. So just be mindful of that because it's in Aries. And when full moon's in Aries, that means people can be, the secrets can come out in a real aggressive way, or a way that is just like, wow, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because Aries is like, energy is like in your face, like, here I am. And that's how those feelings can come about. And for other Virgos, it could be that's how that secret comes out. And it's just like, wow, like, so this is what it is now, huh? The Four of Rods. Our happy home turns into a disaster. Like a tornado done came in and just wrecked everything. And all the memories, all the things that I thought that was going to last, and that hits you two Nine of Swords. So I see two different scenarios here for Virgo. So let's see why this Moon card's here. Ace of Cups, Five of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So under the Moon card here, with the Ace of Cups, the primary energy in the midst of this is to remember how amazing you are, Virgo. To remember that now is time for you to fill your cup back up. Maybe this person was taking so much out of you that you didn't realize. And because they were also not being honest and withholding things, and it had to come out like this. But the universe is allowing this to come out like this so you can remember who you are. How much you may have lost yourself in this connection trying to make them happy. And this person doesn't know what makes them happy. And when someone doesn't know what makes them happy, or why, it's two things. What makes them happy? Well, three things. What makes them happy, a clue about their purpose, and about their traumas. If somebody doesn't have those three at least, then it's doomed for failure, like it is. Oh, and four is self-responsibility. So if they don't know what makes them happy, they're going to be all over the place trying to search for something that they don't even know what they're looking for. If they don't know what their purpose is, then that's a person that doesn't have nothing to lose. A person that don't got nothing to lose will cause you to lose everything. And then when someone is not aware of their traumas, they're going to be spewing that on every single person. They're going to hurt every single person like they have been hurt until that is dealt with. And then also self-responsibility. If this person doesn't have no self-responsibility, no awareness of themselves and their actions and how they affect others, then you will constantly be dealing with a victim. Someone who feels like no matter what is someone else's fault. And that is not a person to be around at all, and it can be very toxic because victims can be, well, people who look at themselves as victims can be master manipulators, and they use people's pity as a way to get people to feel sorry for them. And that's why it's always good to remember the Ace of Cups, to always remember what feels good and true to you, and to not lower yourself or your worth, or to let anyone guilt you into thinking that you deserve less than what you're asking for as well. And with the Five of Swords, I feel like with this offer here with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like this person may still even try to be like, okay, well now it's out the bag now, but at the same time, like, I still want to give my offer to you. Like, I do see you as like the Ace of Cups, even though I wasn't telling the truth, and even though I had you in a third party situation, and even though I was lying to you, you know that I love you, right? And you just like feeling conflicted, like, why? Like, have you lost your mind? Like, you was withholding all of that. And if you tell them no, Virgo, they might, they're not going to take that well. That could cause conflict. Maybe this person was so used to you being around and forgiving them constantly even when they was lying straight to your face. And maybe some of you knew that they were. But you believe deep in your heart because you love them so much that maybe your love can help them change. And this is a life lesson too. Nobody's love is going to help nobody change. No matter what you do, no matter how many meals you cook, no matter how many times you call, no matter how many times you be physical with the person, none of that matters if the person is not willing to do that for themselves. And maybe this was a lesson for you, Virgo, because Virgo, you guys are the house of service. So you was probably being of service to this person with your love, and they was taking and taking and taking and taking, and they didn't even appreciate it. They wasn't even satisfied. This sounds like a person that don't even know what they want anyway. But they knew one thing, they didn't want to let this go. I mean, why wouldn't they? They had someone who stuck by them doing all of this. Somebody that stuck with them, and the fact that they still withheld secrets, and then still have the audacity to still try to give an offer in the midst of the conflict, like that's supposed to change something. So let's see why the Eight of Pentacles is here. Oh, the other card's gonna fall out. We have the Four of Swords, Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups here? Three of Swords, y'all. So, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, I feel like in the midst of you working on what you have going on, Virgo, on, like I said, on the days that you are alone, this energy can hit you. And you'll just sit there and think about, you may feel like how you was a fool. You may feel like you can't believe this. And with Virgos, you guys can give so much of yourself because it's just in you, you know? Like, for example, like, that's the sixth house. That's like the house of service. Like, I have the North Node in the sixth house. So whenever it comes to that, you guys can be very, especially if it's someone you love, you will stick through them to dig it in to try to think of ideas on what to do and how to help them and how to help them heal and this and this and that and that. But I feel like you learned that you would get burned trying to do that, trying to help everybody, trying to be of service to everybody, and you just sitting there thinking about that, like, wow, like, what was the point of all this? And with the Three of Swords here, like I said, it could have also been a third party. That's probably why the moon is out here twice. I see the moon as a full moon. Things going to start to come out right with the secrets. Maybe that's what the secret is, that you wasn't the only one, Virgo, in your connection, which hurts. But at the same time, this secret finally being out the bag for you to see can finally help you have the strength to move on from this person and this situation. So Virgo, I hope you guys appreciate this reading, and I'll catch you guys next week.